Okay, this is page 400 in chapter 11, practice problems A, number 1. I've gone ahead and left the answers out here for you because I'm going to show you how to do this, and then you're going to do number 2, which is exactly like it. So here's the problem. The physician orders 750,000 units to be given to the IV fluids, and so here is your prescription label that is on the vial. So it asks for what volume of diluent should be added to the medication for the strength to be 500,000 units. So for what you need to do to figure this out is just go to your label, and where you see right here in tiny numbers, it's 500,000 units here, and you add 1.8 milliliters. So there's nothing to figure. It just tells you what to do. So that's the blank for number 1. In the second blank, it says what volume of medication should be added to the IV fluids. Okay, so what you need to do, what you know, is that you want 500,000 units per milliliter. So you would write that first. It's 500,000 units U over 1 milliliter. Okay, that's what you have. Okay, but what you want is 750,000. That is what the physician asked for. So you need to know how many milliliters to add to the IV. So when you do that math, you get 500,000 x equals 750,000. And then you do the math, and that's when you come up with 1.5 milliliters. Okay, so that's how you know how much to add to the IV fluids. Now, the next part is asking what volume of medication would be left in the vial after the medication is prepared. So once you've prepared that, that you know that this new preparation, you have 750,000 units in 1.5 milliliters. You've just figured that out. You want 750,000, and you know that you use 1.5 milliliters to do that. So that's what you have. Okay. But you need to know that going back to the label, what you had to begin with was 1 million units. And you took out 750,000 units. So you just do the math. You have to subtract 1 million minus 750,000, and that leaves you with 250,000. So now this is what you have left is 250,000 units. But you need to know what the volume is left. So that's why we've set it up this way. So now you'll just do your math. You have 750,000 units, or 750x, your cross multiplication, and then 250,000 times 1.5. Let's get that. 250,000 times 1.5 gives you 375,000. 375,000. Then doing your math, you divide by 750,000, and that gets you 0.5. So that's what you have left in the vial is 0.5 milliliters. Make sure you put the 0 before the decimal. And that's the volume medication left. Now, should you, whatever's left, should it be diluted to another dosage strength? You should not do that because it's too easy to make another mistake. You should start over if you need something different and only use this if you need it in this strength. And of course, within the usable date, which tells you here. Now, the next part of the question asks you which syringe should be used to prepare the IV fluids. You want to prepare 1.5 milliliters. So you would definitely use this 3 milliliter syringe because it's easy enough to prepare that much, 1.5. It's a little harder to do 1.5 here. This is in 2468, and it's definitely too hard to do in this one because that's in 2468. And so you couldn't get an actual half there. So this is the best syringe to use. So now number 2 is exactly like number 1, and I'll let you see the answers so that you can complete that and see if you can get it right.